All right, welcome back to Tacticon. My name is Jake. Today we're going to cover the Tacticon Armament Laser Sight. I'm going to cover a few things in the video. One's going to be the product packaging, exactly what you're going to get inside of the product packaging. Also cover how to mount this Tacticon laser sight to your firearm, be it a handgun or a rifle. We'll also get into how to install the batteries on here, as well as how to zero it, so you can improve the accuracy on it after you mount it to your firearm. All right, so now we're going to cover what comes inside the packaging. After you receive the packaging, you'll notice that it comes with the laser sight, of course. It'll also come with 6 batteries, 3 of which will go inside of the product itself, and the other 3 are extra batteries for later on down the road for you. You'll have 3 different sized hex wrenches here. You have a small, a medium, and a large. The small is to adjust your zeroing and your sighting in. The medium-sized hex wrench is going to be to mount the actual laser sight to your firearm, and then the large hex wrench is going to be to take the battery housing out to enable you to install the batteries inside of the product. All right, now we're going to cover the battery installation. So you'll want to grab the largest hex here that we have provided, and you'll go ahead and put that into the battery cap. You'll turn it counterclockwise until the battery cap is removed. And then you'll take the battery that we've included, which is an LR41 battery. These LR41 batteries are common in hearing aids. You can get them at any Walgreens or a Walmart, or your local grocery store typically has them. The flat side is going to be the positive side, and the beveled side with a little ring around it, that's going to be the negative side. So the negative side, the negative beveled side with a little ring around it, will be the first side to go in. So you'll want to put that side down when you put it inside of the unit. Oftentimes what I'll do is sometimes it's hard to get it in there, get at least the first one in there appropriately, so I'll take the other hex wrench and just kind of move it around to make sure that I'm getting that beveled side down. And I'll take the second one and do the same thing, beveled side down, make sure we want to get that negative side down and the positive side up. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing for the next one. And again, you're going to use 3 of these batteries, all negative side down. And then you'll use the large hex wrench to put the batteries back in here. And you're done. All right, so now what we're going to be covering is mounting to a rail. So you're going to use the 20mm standard Picatinny rail on your handgun or your rifle when you're going to be mounting these. You'll use the medium hex. That medium hex wrench will be used to turn the bolt counterclockwise on the rail attachment here. Once you get it nice and loosened up, we'll ensure that it's facing outwards, facing the right direction. What I like to do is hook it onto the one side of the rail. You'll take this side and hook it on one side of the rail here, and then you just bring it over that other side of the rail. That way it's nice and snug on there, so when you go to put your hex wrench in there, it falls right into place. There you have it, it's mounted, and once it's mounted, you'll notice that you do have your button to turn it on and off right here. So when you're holding the firearm with your right hand and a secondary point of control with your left hand, you'll be able to depress that button to engage the laser while you're holding it. All right, the same is gonna apply when you're mounting it to a Picatinny rail on your rifle. You'll simply take the product, you'll loosen it up enough to get it around the rail. So I turned it counterclockwise here on the hex nut, and you can see that it fits around the rail quite nicely. I'll put it right here. And once it's on the rail, you just tighten it up. There you have it. All right, so now we're going to cover how to zero or sight in your laser sight once it's mounted onto the firearm. After you have it mounted onto the firearm, you'll adjust the windage and the elevation. Kind of a rule of thumb that I like to remember what windage and what elevation is as it pertains to the product itself is on most products that you'll find for firearms, elevation is used to adjust the up or down. And so you'll typically find that on the top or the bottom of whatever product that you happen to be adjusting. And that's the case for this product as well. So with the Tacticon laser sight, if you want to adjust the elevation, you'll take the smallest hex wrench that comes in the packaging and you'll go ahead and insert it into the small hole on the very bottom of the Tacticon laser sight. After inserting it into the small hole here, what you'll do is you will turn it counterclockwise to move the laser up, and you'll turn it clockwise to move the laser down, depending on where you need it. And if you move the small hex wrench over to the right side of the product, you can turn it right, or I'm sorry, you can turn it clockwise to move the laser right, or counterclockwise to move the laser left. All right, so in the last section, I'd like to cover some frequently asked questions from our customers. One of the most frequently asked questions that we get is, what is the battery life on this product? So the Tacticon laser sight will last about 45 minutes at full brightness. After about 45 minutes, it begins to dim, and after about an hour of constantly being on, then the light will completely dissipate. Another common question is it water resistant? Yes, it is water resistant. It's not waterproof. So you can go ahead and take it in the rain. It'll hold up great, but do not submerge it underwater. Another common question is battery type. So it's going to be an LR41, a common hearing aid battery. That's Lima Romeo 41. Another question that we've been receiving is, can you remove the rail on the bottom of it? So I didn't mention it before, but the laser sight does come with a Picatinny rail attachment on the bottom of the product. This is so if you're using all of the rail on your handgun, kind of like you are here, it gives you another Picatinny rail down on the bottom if you wanted to throw another attachment. So you can attach a flashlight to that. And that way, the Picatinny rail that this essentially wastes, it's making up for by having it on the bottom. We do have some customers that are wondering if you can remove that Picatinny rail. If you don't need it, you in fact can. So you'll take that mid-size hex wrench, the same one that we used for mounting, and you'll just remove these two bolts down here at the bottom, and you can remove that Picatinny rail off the bottom of it. Now the last and final question that we get, well, we actually have a couple more questions that we get quite often. One of them, this is my favorite, can you see the beam? Can you see the entire laser beam? You can see the dot on whatever object that you're putting the laser up against, but you cannot see the actual beam unless you are in heavy fog. So you're not going to be able to see it in heavy fog, heavy rain. You'll probably be able to see the beam. If you're in a smoky area, you'll be able to see the beam. Otherwise, you'll just be able to see it against the wall or the target, whatever your target happens to be at that time. And the last question that we have is, what firearms can you mount this to? Well, you can mount it to any firearm that you'd like, as long as it has a Picatinny rail attachment. So you're looking at a 20mm Picatinny or Weaver rail, commonly found on the bottom of any Glock 19. Sig Sauers commonly come with a rail mounted to the bottom of them. Any AR-15 platform, and the majority of your rifles will have some sort of a rail attachment that you'll be able to mount this to. All right, so thanks for coming by and learning a little more about the Tacticon Armament Laser Sight. If you have any other questions, feel free to find us at tacticon.com. That's TACTICON.com. You'll find our phone number on there, as well as a way for you to email us. You can Facebook message us, whatever you'd prefer. We are on the other end of the line, more than happy to help you guys out if you have any questions at all. Until then, shoot straight, stay safe. We'll see you soon.